Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this card. Now I don't have the original card, but this is a photo of it, and one or two said they liked it and wanted to know how I did it, so this is what we're going to do today. So I'm doing it on an 8x8 card blank, which I've got here, okay, and I've cut a piece of card 19 centimetres by 19 centimetres. This is actually a textured card, which I quite like because it just adds sort of to the look of the card. So I've got this stencil, which has got these shapes into like valleys, mountains kind of thing, but you could just do it with a piece of card yourself. Just rip it, you know, roughly, and it'll do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I've got my Distress Oxides, and we still have some of these available. And I'm going to just start adding a bit of colour. Also, I'm going to start with a bit of yellow, like I've done in the card. So I'm just going to pick up some of that, and I'm just going to go like that over the cardstock. Right, and when I'm happy with the depth of colour, if you can see there, I'll just lift it up to the camera so you can see. There's that bit of colour. And now I'm just going to add a bit more. So now I'm going to go for some of the green. And if you've not used Distress Oxides before, they really are lovely, lovely inks to work with. So I'm just going to go like this. So I've moved the stencil along a bit just to get the shapes in different places. I'll do a bit more here like this. Okay, so if you see, looks like sort of little hills and mountains and things. So that's it with the greeny colour. I'm going to use a bit of iced spruce, which is quite a softish colour, and this one I'm just going to go across like this. Just like that. And obviously you can use whatever colour schemes you want to use. So far it's looking like that. Okay. Now I'm going to go for the blue for the sky, and here I'm using Faded Jeans. This is darker, and again I'm going to turn that round so it's a bit softer. So I'm starting on my non-stick mat here, round and round like that, to add the colour like that, a bit more, again off the mat, because sometimes if you go straight onto your card with your blending tool, you find you might get a blob and you can't always blend it so well. I'm just going to move that along again, start again, a bit more colour, and then up here. Oops, this is just going on, you can just try and hold it in place. Oops, see what I mean, you have to be very careful. Do you know what, I'll just go over that one like that, because to be honest the top of this is going to be stamped in a moment with the leaves. Okay, so there. So that's like your canvas now ready to put the detail on the top. So we'll get the stencil out of the way and the inks for the moment. Now the stamps I'm going to use are these by Cardio. Okay, now these are in, I can get these, they're $8.99 a set. And there's several sort of leaves and branches. So you've got the solid leaves, you've got the ones with the veins on, which you could also colour in later if you wanted to. So I'm just going to get some of those out now to start making the card. Get myself an acrylic block, and I'm going to use this one. It's the first time I'm using this pack. There we go. So that's stick on there like that. Now I'm using the Memento bamboo leaves ink. So always keep your stamp flat like that and ink it up like this. Okay, several light taps. Now, make sure I'm doing this the right way around, because here's my sky. So I'm doing it upside down so you can see it. So what I'm going to do is start adding my leaves and framing round. See, that one doesn't come out so well. Okay, just keep inking it. And do them at different angles so it looks a bit more natural. So it's like leaves just hanging at the top of our scene. And you might have your own way of doing this as well, so you do whatever you're happy with. Okay, so we've got the top there. I'm going to swap my stamp over now and use a slightly different one. Put them back on there. Let me see, which shall I go for? I'm going to go for a solid one this time. Okay, so that's my solid one, just stuck on there. And again, I'm going to use the Memento green, like tats, and I'm just going to dot that around as well. So it starts to look like it's quite a dense area with the leaves. Okay, so if you can see that there. Okay, now I'm going to change again to do another lot of leaves. This time I'm going to use this one. It's like I'll just show you. Oh, if you can see it on there, it's like sort of branches with tiny leaves on. I'm going to do that along the bottom. I'm using the same ink, but of course if you wanted you could use a variety of ink colours just to vary the look of your card. So I'm going to start to stamp that all along the bottom. Again, I'm doing it at different angles to get a different look. So of course this isn't going to be exactly the same as the card I used. Now I am being naughty because I am actually going like that and inking it, but that's only for quickness. Ideally you should keep your stamp like that and ink it up like that. But for the sake of the video, so that you're not watching me for ages just inking up, I'm going to do it like that. So here we've got, looks like bushes going along there. So very quick, very easy to do. I think what I might do as well on this one is there's another stamp which I like, which is this one, and I think I might add a little bit of that on too. So let's have a look. I can just get it off. Right, so I don't actually want all of it, so I'm just going to, I've just stuck it like that hanging because I'm just going to ink up that bit. So here's my ink. Okay, and I'm just going to perhaps pop that there like that, and do the same perhaps on the other side. There we go. So if you can see that. Now I don't like to do things in twos, so we'll say if you do it in odd numbers it looks better, so I'm going to add perhaps another little bit here. So I'll just do a little inking, excuse me. Just again, a different angle. There we go. You can see that there. Okay, so I'll just put these stamps to one side. So now the flowers, and what I've done is I've used two circle punches, okay, and in my bitty box of all my odd scraps of papers I've punched out some circles. So I've got some red, and this is just like sort of a greeny sort of colour, and what I'm going to do with all of them is I'm going to scrunch them up, every single one, really scrunch them. You could, if you wanted to, spritz them with water and then scrunch them, but they will hold their shape anyway. So let's do it with all of them. Okay, just a few more to go. And then what we will do is we can just edge the circles with some distress ink in a moment. You could of course use ordinary made little roses or flowers if you didn't want to use these circle ones. But I had the idea for this card from a painting that I saw, which was fields of flowers, and I thought, I wonder if we could make that into a card. Well, I can't paint, but I can cut and stick. So this is my version of the card. So now I don't know if I'm going to use every single one of these circles. I've probably done about 6 of each, I think. So I've got some Cosmic Shimmer glue here, and what I'm going to do now is just open these up slightly, or just get my distress outside. Bit of brown just around the edges, okay, and then decide where to stick. So I'm just going to put a blob of glue there, and just scrunch that a bit more, just stick that on there like that. Now it's a strong glue, so it should take quite well. If it falls off, you just glue it. Okay, so go around there, I've got a little one here. So like I say, with this glue you don't need a lot because it is quite strong. Now while I'm holding that there as it's setting, I'm just going to pinch it up a bit more. Same with that one. And of course, like I say, if you'd have spritzed these with water beforehand, you could get them quite scrunched up and that would look great. Let's see, I have another one up here. Just edge it. Okay, so we'll press that down in the middle again. And of course, with any of the cards that I make, if you have a go with them, I'd love you to send pictures so we can see how they look. A bit more brown on the edges. Let's stick that one down there. Push up the pieces like that. And another biggish one perhaps here. Also, this card's great for using up your scraps because I'm sure like me you've got loads of little bits and pieces that you don't throw away. And this is a great way to use them up. Perhaps just spend an evening punching out loads of circles, or if you've got hearts or stars or anything like that, you can keep them, and then they're little, you can make your cards and whatever with those. Go over here. Another big one. And of course you can use textured card, you can use plain card, it doesn't really matter. What would also be nice is if you used a card that's got like a plain background, you could stamp, say, script writing across it, and that's quite nice to give a different look. We'll add another couple more red, I think. And perhaps another big one over here somewhere to sort of balance it off. Okay, so we'll have a red down here. And then we'll go for another biggish one, maybe there. You can put as many on as you want, and you can do, you don't have to do the two sizes, you could do them all one size, you could do several sizes, you could even layer them up and have like you know, sort of 2 or 3 different sizes in one flower, so it's entirely up to you. So this is just an idea. So I think for the sake of this video, we'll leave it at that number of flowers. So at the moment, that's how it looks. Now the next part will be to do the stems. Now I did have a fine liner pen, but when I went to get it, unfortunately it's broken and leaked out everywhere, all over me. So I'm actually using a permanent marker. So what I'm going to do is just do like a squiggly line going all the way down from each flower. So you don't want to use a pen that's too thick. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is every now and then 3 little dots at the side of the stem. Now again, if you've got different colour fine liners, you could do this in different colours. And the only reason I'm doing it is because it just makes the card look a little bit different. So a few more dots. Again in 3s because they reckon that looks more pleasing to the eye than an equal number. I'll put it on here. Okay, and then what we can do is I've got some liquid pearls. I can get these as well, they're $2.49 each. So what I'm going to do is in the centre of each flower, I'm going to put a little block, well actually it's not so little, it's quite a big block if I'm honest, of this at the centre of the flower. I'll just show you how that looks. Okay. And then what I'm going to do now is up here, I'm just going to do little clusters of 3 to make it look like little buds or berries on these leaves. You could do these in a different colour if you wanted to. show you this in a second. And of course with the liquid pearls they dry raised up, so that gives quite a nice effect. Put a bit more down here maybe. So I'll just show you that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, if you see on the picture here, I've just dotted the liquid pearls over here. So I'm going to do that again. Just single dots. Just so that the background doesn't look quite so plain. Up to you, you might decide that you prefer it plain, that's fine. Again, this is only an idea. I'm just going to dot these. Am I happy with that? I think so. Okay, so there's all the dots there. And then just to finish off, I'm going to get my walnut stain oxide. And very carefully. To be honest, I probably should have done this before I put the distress ink on. Sorry, the liquid pearls on. Okay. Just to sort of frame it round. Be careful where I'm turning it. Okay. And then the final thing to do is get your card blank. Right, so it's up to you whether you do it that way or that way. I think I'm going to do it, I'll do it that way I think. So I've got my Cosmic Shimmer glue and just a thin line all the way around, that's it. Because this is such a strong glue, it will hold it in place. And I'm just going to stand up to do this to make sure I've got it in the right place. That's it, and not press down on my liquid pearls, whoops. Bit of an angle, that's it. And there is the finished card. So if you do have a go at that, I hope you'll send me pictures. I hope you enjoyed that video. And as I say, several of these items are available from me, but I'm sure you've got bits and pieces you can use as well. See you next time.